We're back! After 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, of no broadcasting, no disseminating information, choose commandos, Mormons, militants, I am proud to be able to say once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 11th episode of the rapidly and popularly known podcast that is soon to be worldwide. That is powered by the More of the Same network in association with Anti-USW Productions for your listening pleasure, your educational prop, your educational prep, your media outlet for current events, possibly, world of and contact sports known as the Yin and The Yang. Boy, did I feel great saying that over the airwaves. I am the former two-time USW heavyweight champion, simply known as Anthony Chu, a.k.a. Chuzilla, the ultimate thriller. All muscle, no filler, baby. And on today's episode, we'll talk a shitload of stuff. Everything from a teaching seminar to me falling victim for the oldest trick in the female book. Yes, you heard it right. We're going to veer off the path just a little bit to talk about this. And quite frankly, I just might cut a promo on somebody. Our old friend, Connor McJackass, is back in the headlines and even worse than ever. And I've started a revolution by dedicating an entire section over in one certain experience I've had this week. And we're going to dedicate something about haters. We'll do the usual rhetoric of fan mail, chewed out, and finally, we get a progress report from my jabroni co-host. Oh, yes, and speaking of co-hosts, he might have started yet another podcasting war in the More of the Same network that will have you wondering. And so let's bring him on, and let's see exactly what bullshit excuse does he have for this one. You ready, fans? Let's give him the proper introduction. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Florida traveling, freeway javelin, podcasting babbling, open opinionated jabbering, constantly flabbergasting, ruler, owner, and operator of the More of the Same network. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is Larry. I eat raw meat and I shit vegetables. Beefcake, beefcake, Mormon.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. Aunt, happy Thanksgiving. Belated happy Thanksgiving to you.
Hey, belated happy Thanksgiving to you guys. We hope that you had a great Thanksgiving as well.
What podcast war am I starting now?
Okay, so one of the plans that I originally had thought of, and you had told me ahead of time that you were doing some traveling, and I was going to be in Pittsburgh for that game that the Steelers barely survived. And we couldn't record for a week, and I'm sure the fans missed us. And here's what happened. I contacted our good friend, President Rippo. Well, he's a former president of a Fed. And basically I said to him, listen, I want you as my co-host in replacement. I said the ratings will go way high. The popularity on my podcast will go way high since you are the host of the mothership, and he rejects me. He gives me, what do you mean good? How dare you tell me good? The guy basically just couldn't give me a straight answer because, oh, well, he's so busy. He's got to fly here. He's got to fly there. He's got to do this and that. He came back to New York, for God's sake. I just needed him for 30 minutes. 30 minutes to do a podcasting episode so we can keep our fans abreast of what has happened within the past week. But no. And I say breast as in keeping afloat. You know what I mean?
Ah, yes.
But no. So the root of the problem is you had to take a freaking week off from this place. Right? Studio A was lonely. The interns are lonely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see, fans, he's admitting guilt. He's looking down on the floor right now because he's admitting guilt. He feels horrible that he screwed up. So once again, it makes me look like the hero and he's the bad guy. And that's why we're the yin and the yang.
Listen, sometimes a little distance is good. I think the week off, lets people kind of recoup. They remember what they love most about the show, so they want to come back like they have this week. And we're just, we're going to be, we're doing it again.
It goes back to the old territory days back in pro wrestling and before it became nationally syndicated, where there was a rule where if a bad guy or a heel would actually go and possibly wrestle every single card, and they need him to do an angle where he leaves so he can work another territory or in another place. The old saying goes, how can we miss you if you won't go away?
Exactly, my friend. Exactly. So, but we're back. We're ready to go. We're going to rock and roll, strut and stroll, slam and jam. And we're going to
drive the girls out of control.
There you go. And we're going to have a good time. We are starting a little late as far as recording. That's a bit my fault for this week.
Oh, yeah. He's spending the network's money is what he's doing.
I absolutely am. Well, I had to, I had to go to Apple because my keyboard decided to clonk out on me. So I had to go buy a new keyboard, which is a nice wireless Bluetooth keyboard from Apple. So very ergodynamic.
Aw, it's upgrading the equipment over there.
Yeah, and while I was there, I ended up buying an iPhone 10.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Why?
Literally, it is almost 3 hours old, the iPhone 10, and I must say it is living up to everything it should be. It is a fantastic iPhone. I suggest everyone to go out and purchase one. And you don't have to have the iPhone 10. That's why they have the 8. But if you want to get the Cadillac, why not? Get yourself an iPhone 10. Well worth it. So far, so fantastic.
Excellent.
And I got a great trade-in deal on my phone. That's really why I did it.
Okay. Oh, okay. What kind of a trade-in did you get?
Well, what happened was I usually sell my phones back to Gazelle. It's a website, Gazelle.com. Gives great money for for phones. But they were giving me like $300. I was like, that's a little less than what they were giving before because it was more money when the iPhone 8 was coming out because the 8 came out before the 10. So I held off on that. And then T-Mobile, who I have, they were offering me like $250 for my phone. So I'm like, I don't want to do that because it's less money. Apple gave me $325.
Oh, wow.
And not only that, but they just simply put it onto my credit card. So basically, it paid for my phone, and it's almost like it's a credit towards my credit card, which kind of helps out a little bit. And depending on how you look at it, either pays off like kind of like the keyboard I got. It also, if you want to look at it, will pay towards the monthly because it's going to be $56 a month for this phone. Well worth it. I had to get the bigger phone. I got the 256 gig because the 64 gigabyte was just going to cut it too close as far as storage. So I figure I'll go to 256. And but I have to say, I got a nice leather case for it. So far, so excellent.
Well, I'm glad you're happy with it. That's all that matters, really. I mean,
and it came out of the same budget.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Thank you for pulling off the modern day 21st century Madoff scheme. That's really nice. You're talking about a Ponzi scheme, folks.
What?
This guy is the king of that shit.
How dare you?
King of the Ponzi scheme.
How
dare I? I'm daring it. Listen, one day you're going to have to figure out exactly how on earth is it that you're going to justify our budget. And what are you going to say? It's smart.
It's well worth it. It goes towards the future of this podcast. God damn it.
Well, you know what? I hope one day that we will be able to do this for a living as opposed to just basically doing this for fun. I mean, obviously we still want to do it for fun, but it would be nice to get the hell out of our 9 to 5s and just do this for a living. You know what I mean?
I mean, that'd be nice. I mean, I like I like what I do, but this is what I love. Also while I was down in Florida, I stopped off somewhere, spent a little more of the same money. For
Did you spend a little more as an MOHR?
More like MORE.
Oh, okay.
I was down in Florida.
How was Florida?
Florida was actually very nice. I went down for my cousin's kid's wedding. Very nice wedding. Very lovely bride that he married. And we stayed, it was an hour north of Tampa, a place called Homosassa. Very nice area. A lot of manatees on the water, a lot of manatee action. So actually my uncle brought us out. We went manatee watching, which is very nice. Lovely animals. The sea cows is what they're called.
Oh, okay.
And stayed on my cousin's resort. Very nice resort, right on the water. Very just kind of just homely, very just down to earth. You didn't feel like you were in a hotel, which is good. You felt like you were home, which is very nice. And on the way back, we stopped off in Clearwater, which is where my grandmother lives. So we stopped by to say hi to my grandmother, my mother's mother. And, of course, I can't go to Clearwater without going to Hogan's Beach Shop.
That's right. That's right. Hulk Hogan does have a beach shop over there. What was it like, man?
Oh,
for those of you, just for the fans who have never been there or don't know what it's like or stuff like that, yeah, give us the rundown, man.
It's my third time there. I love it. He has a second store now in Orlando, but I went to the original in Clearwater. It's a small store. It's not a giant, establishment. It's a small establishment. He's there. He wasn't there when I went, because if he was, I'd still be there. But he wasn't there that time. But he has a bunch of, and it's not just like, he didn't just like get a bunch of stuff from WWE and selling it. It's a lot of, it's pretty much all his stuff. It's all Hulk Hogan stuff. But he's got so much stuff signed that you can purchase. It is wild. Belts, boots, tights, DVDs. What? He had, which I did not pick up, he had an old block letter WWF turnbuckle pad that he signed.
Oh, wow.
It was $1,200, but it would have been worth every penny.
If you're a collector
absolutely.
or you're a fan, absolutely.
And I would love it's a turnbuckle pad. I would love to have a turnbuckle pad. I was talking to the girl who was working there just like a month prior. They actually had a ring used turnbuckle pad that was bitten and eaten by George the Animal Steel. Which sold for a lot of money.
Wow.
So that was cool. So what I did was I picked up a few shirts. I picked up some shirts for my cousins, for my godson, his little brother. They're 6 and 3. So I picked up like Hogan Beach Shop. I picked up a Hogan Beach Shop shirt. I also picked up, do you remember it? Like when he was first, when he first won the title, and he was rocking that white shirt, American made white shirt.
Yes.
I picked that up.
Oh shit, really?
Yep.
What have you picked up for your co-host? Let me ask you that. Besides grief, pain, suffering, my ear pollution, noise pollution.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know what you may have wanted or if you needed anything from there. So, they didn't have any Ricky Steamboat stuff. They didn't have any, Great Muda stuff. They didn't have any, Ricky Dojo stuff or,
Why do they all have to be Asian? Man?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, fun. You see, fans? You see how I'm treated in this network? His premier star, his premier guy, the guy, all right? I am not just, we don't just raise the bar. I am the bar. And yet, by the way, we'll get into that in a second. But, he's giving me the thumbs up here, folks. He knows it. But I did pick up something pretty cool, memorabilia-wise. And you may appreciate this. Oh, get out of here. You actually picked that up. No. So, fans, break the fourth wall. He is holding in his hands, Larry,
a weight belt, one of Hogan's weight belts that actually he started wearing and wrestling with when he was heel with the NWO. Hollywood. So I have a weight belt that said, and this is a legit, real leather weight belt. Embroidered, says Hollywood Hogan. He also had one that said Hulkamania. He had a red and yellow one. He had an American-made one.
Right.
All of them were signed. So, and if you take a look,
it says Hollywood Hogan for life. That's signed, and on the opposite side of the weight belt it says NWO for life. Says, and quote unquotes, too sweet.
So I had to get this. Oh, plus also.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Also, perk. My father, being military, and a disabled veteran, military gets 25% off at Hogan's Beach Shop. So that bad boy was 25% off.
Wow. That is freaking awesome.
Funny thing about the belt, though, so they had multiple, they had a lot of weight belts. It wasn't like there was only 2 or 3 of them. There was a bunch of different weight belts. But there happened to be 2, there was different style NWO weight belts. But I wanted this Hollywood Hogan one. So the first one that she grabbed off, because it was behind the counter, the girl grabbed, same one as this one, said Hollywood Hogan embroidered. But he signed it. First, he signed it Hulk Hogan. I think he signed it Hulk Hogan HOF05 Hall of Fame, and then on the other side of the belt, he signed it Hollywood Too Sweet NWO. Now, Ant, you know me. You know I'm a stickler for, for what's the word I'm looking for? When Hogan ran in the NWO, he wasn't Hulk Hogan. He was Hollywood Hogan.
Right.
So for me, it didn't make sense to have an NWO weight belt that he signed Hulk Hogan. So this one was behind it that he specifically signed Hollywood Hogan. And I asked the girl, I'm like, look, I don't mean to be a jerk or anything or annoying, but do you mind just swapping out the belts? Because it was like a different style of autograph. And she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. She was like, just out of curiosity, why? I'm like, well, when he was a heel, when he was in the NWO, he wasn't Hulk Hogan. He was Hollywood Hogan. So she kind of looked at me. She was like, all right, whatever. So she switched out the belts because he sells replica belts in the store, which again, most of which he signed. But he has he'll sell the Universal Championship signed by Hulk Hogan. He'll sell the Intercontinental title signed by Hulk Hogan. And you know where I'm going with this, Ant. It's like he never won the Universal title. He never won the Intercontinental title. So I wouldn't want him signing those belts. And I'm like that with anyone who's a championship. Like I want them to sign the belt that they wore and that they won. I'm weird like that. But it was funny because the girl was talking. She's like, oh, well, if you're getting this, we also have this for sale. You can also get that for sale. And I was like, lady, I'm going to be honest with you. You're doing a tremendous job working the counter. You're a wonderful saleswoman, but you do not have to convince me of any purchase in this building. I am good to go for anything. Couple more things real quick. So above Hulk Hogan's beach shop in Clearwater is a gym. And there's a big giant sign outside saying, so-and-so's gym. So guess who's piggybacking on Hulk Hogan's prime real estate with a gym right above the building?
Okay, you want me to guess this?
I can give you a hint, which is a very clear hint.
No.
Okay.
Let me try to figure this out. Who the fuck lives in Florida? Oh, okay. I have about 3 or 4 guesses here.
You only get one.
Use 3 or 4. Only get one?
One guess, make it count. TikTok.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go really, really far out of the limb. And I'm going to say I believe it's not Butch Miller. One of the Bushwhackers lives in Florida. I know it can't be Exotic Adrian Street because he is not there. He's in Gulf Breeze. It's not
dead.
Steven Regal. Was he?
Adrian. Oh, no, I'm thinking Adrian Adonis.
No. Exotic Adrian Street. He's in Gulf Breeze, so it's not him. It's not The Rock. It's not. And you said it's so. If it's riding his coattails.
I'm not. He's not really.
Okay.
I found it funny.
There are only 2 other people I can actually think about, and it's either going to be Brian Knobbs because that's Hogan's boy, or I'm going to really, really go think outside the box here. I think, okay, I could be wrong. Luke Williams of the Bushwhackers is actually in Florida as well.
Want me to tell you?
I'm going to go with Knobs.
Yay!
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Bushwhacker Luke.
Luke,
Luke
really?
has a gym right above Hogan's shop.
Get the hell out of here.
I didn't go into the gym. I didn't have time. But yeah, he has a nice giant sign right outside there. Another thing, which this is going to be a little tough because people can't see this, but Ant, you see the Hulk Hogan figure I have back here?
Yeah.
All right, it's about I would say like an 8 or 9 inch Hulk Hogan action figure from back in the day, mid 80s.
Right.
Hogan was selling that figure in box, signed, $900.
Woo!
Out of box, unsigned, they're selling them for like $300.
Yeah.
I bought that for $50 at a flea market.
Wow.
And it's in just as good shape.
That is unbelievable, dude.
And I love that figure.
Oh, yeah, right. You don't want to sell that thing, man.
So, and then one final thing about Hogan's Beach Shop, then we'll move on. So there was some people before us, just purchasing stuff, and I don't know how he came up, but someone mentioned, so-and-so, whatever. They mentioned Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Well, the girl behind the counter went, ooh, we don't talk about him in this shop anymore.
Are you serious? Why?
Apparently, Brutus wrote a tell-all book that's coming out very soon, and he has some not-so-nice words about Hulk Hogan.
Are you kidding?
That's what I heard.
It's supposed to be his boy.
That's what I heard.
Wow.
So that's going to be interesting.
Maybe somebody's just jealous of, somebody's success here.
Maybe, I don't know.
In which we will describe an entire section of haters. Nothing to worry about.
So that was my vacay. It was a very good time, very relaxing. So I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Hey, I'm glad you had a good time, man. I had an interesting 2 weeks, a very interesting 2 weeks, in fact. I got a whole bunch of notes here. So, first of all, let me just say I want to give a huge congratulations and a huge thanks to every staff member, to my good friend Sensei Aaron, who operates the Rising Generations Martial Art Academy out here in New Jersey in the Garden State. I did a seminar for the very first time with his young students who are anywhere between 7 or 8 years old, all the way to 17 years old. And let me say that it really gives me hope about the next generation of young people. If they act accordingly and they really are how they are in the dojo, these guys and gals should be very, very successful, because I have never seen a seminar / tournament where everybody was organized, everybody had respect for one another, whether they won, whether they lost, it doesn't matter. Everybody was competing, everybody was encouraging one another, friends were encouraging friends. You could tell that there was some people that had some animosity, but towards one another, because it's a competitive spirit within that art. But they all hashed it out, and everybody was cool with one another. And then we ate. We had a really good time. It was just 4 hours of just absolute, happiness, and Good. It was just something that really also sparked and fueled something inside me to look at my friend Aaron and say, I'm really glad to be here, but I want to see a bigger picture. And that is that it really, really gives me an incentive to one day open up my own school and have my own place,
Excellent.
Run my own operations, and just to really, really do it my way, because he used to be actually a computer programmer. And he did that for about 10 years, 10 or 12 years. And then he broke out and he actually took a very daring move to open up his own school. And he did it. And I was just like, wow, So
sometimes you just got to take the leap.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you really do. And he's doing really well for himself.
Good.
So that was one thing. And I really, again, all you guys and gals out there who are in the class, who competed, who just showed up, thank you. It was just an unbelievable time. Man, if I could, I'd do it every week. It was just that awesome. So that's one thing. The other thing, did you hear in the news about who passed away?
Jim Neighbors?
Last night.
Oh.
No. He's not a worldwide celebrity or a national celebrity. He's somewhat known more in the Caribbean world, but it's something that we can all connect to.
I'm not sure.
Does the name Lowell Hawthorne ring a bell?
Not really.
So yesterday, as I had mentioned, I have an Android phone. And what's interesting about this phone is the idea that it gives you these cards about news that is around you, or, it goes by your interest and all that. Lowell Hawthorne is the CEO and founder of a company, a Caribbean bakery called Golden Crust.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did hear about it. He killed himself inside the Bronx
He killed himself
establishment.
inside his own Bronx factory.
So no one shop at the Bronx factory for a little while.
At 50, he was only, 57 years old, and apparently they didn't say how he died or how he killed himself.
I think he crusted himself into a Jamaican beef patty.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's not very nice at all.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Very not nice at all. The man is an immigrant dream story, if you want to say that. I mean, look, a guy who came from nothing. I didn't realize the guy was also an accountant.
Oh, wow.
He did some sort of either accounting or something for NYPD.
Really?
Yeah, he worked for the NYPD before
Holy
he
cow.
before he actually opened Golden Crust, which actually has over 100-something stores in 9 different states. And
I mean, listen, a Jamaican beef patty, man, that can go a long way sometimes.
Whether it be beef, chicken, veggie, whatever the hell, he also made really, really good. There was stewed chicken, there was oxtails, there were like so many different dishes that you can get. And I mean, Golden Crust has gone under some scrutiny because a lot of people say, oh, well, it had health violations in certain locations. They were saying how, the quality of it is that it's just fast food Caribbean. It's not authentic, but then you can't say that if you lived within the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, I don't give a damn what ethnicity, nationality, or race or whatever, you've had a Golden Crust beef patty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That stuff is good, man. So that guy and they found, listen to this. They found his, he was driving a Tesla, and they found his Tesla parked at weird hours of that night. And then they found out that he was dead.
That's wild.
It was just absolutely nuts, man. So that's another thing that I've unearthed within the last 2 weeks. I've had a good vacation as far as meaning I was working. I didn't have a Thanksgiving. I didn't have any family to celebrate it with. Everybody went down south to Maryland, D.C., Virginia area, and I had to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So for all you guys and gals who work on Thanksgiving, I posted on my Facebook page, give thanks to those people because there are, I'm sure, lots of other things people could be doing rather than working, but some of us have no choice. So,
I was
easy, man.
I was 30,000 feet in the air. Celebrated my Thanksgiving at JFK International Airport. Wow.
Yeah, but eventually you got to celebrate it over the weekend with your family, right?
We really didn't have the traditional meal.
Really? You did not?
No, we had a turkey and cheddar sandwich from Starbucks.
Yeah, but I thought that when you got to your destination, didn't they have dinner for you?
No, we landed at by the time we got to the hotel, it was midnight. And that was hotel in the airport. Our destination was still like an hour and a half away.
Mm. Oh wow!
So
that's wild, man.
Yeah.
So
it's all right.
Oh, and I have to mention this. Okay, so I want to say something to you, bro, that I find would be very interesting. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, God. Within the last week or two, since we haven't broadcasted, we now can add a few more names to the harassment list. Matt Lauer, poor old fucking Charlie Rose, and Russell Simmons.
Really? Russell Simmons? That's a new one.
Simmons.
I didn't hear about him.
That shit?
Heard about Lauer.
Can you believe that? So,
Listen.
God damn it. It's like everybody and their mother's fucking sexually harassing somebody nowadays. I know we talked about this, but it's unreal. Fucking Charlie Rose. Charlie Rose is like 90,000 years old. And the guy, oh my Lord, that was just absolute insanity. Lauer, I don't know. I'm not a fan of his. I don't follow him anyway, to be honest with you. Russell Simmons, well, you know what, man? He lived that lifestyle of a musician, promoter. You're around women, alcohol, drugs, money. You're around that famed lifestyle. Look, for God's sake, he married Kimora Simmons. She's red hot. I don't know if she's red hot now, but she was red hot back in the day. So, you got to look at it like that. I mean, he even admitted, that he had done what he did, and he's sorry for it, and so did Lauer. And I don't even know if Charlie Rose had said anything, but Lauer got fired. Charlie Rose got fired. Russell Simmons stepped down. So you know what? Not saying that I'm rebutting, not saying I'm challenging it, not saying that I'm contesting anything, folks, but I now am going to dedicate a section where I am going to call out sexual harassers.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to personally call out people who have been sexually harassing others. And God damn it, you'll think that my list is pretty interesting. You ready?
Okay. Here we go.
No, okay. Number one, I am shocked to living hell as to how on earth, now I love him, but Jean-Claude Van Damme, dude, you're a ladies' man. How on earth is he not part of this list? And JCVD, I'm a big fan of his. I grew up watching his movies. I grew up, really admiring the fact that he can do a split. He can do, the helicopter kicks. I mean, the guy is in shape. He's 50-something years old. But I have seen some interesting interviews where he's kind of creepy, dude. How he's not on this list, I have absolutely no idea. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Next, James Bond.
Which one?
Every James Bond. Look at how he talks to the women. I know a lot of it is consensual. I mean, a lot of it is mutual, but Jesus Christ, if you look at how he gets women, how is he not a sexual harasser? Okay? Let's see. My other one. I'm calling you out, you son of a bitch. Pepe Le Pew. Motherfucker, yes, you're a skunk, but with the way that you've been chasing that woman, not only is that sexual harassment, it's also assault. Yeah, exactly. It's also assault. It's also fucking it's perversion. All right? You listen, you grabbed the woman and you tried to kiss her. Okay? So Pepe Le Pew is a sexual harasser. All right?
He's French. What do you expect?
Oh, now to our French listeners in Canada, France, Haiti, or Louisiana, or anywhere you speak French, I apologize. My views don't reflect my co-host here. But Pepe Le Pew, you're a sexual harasser. Butthead from Beavis and Butthead, sexual harasser. Especially when he goes, hey, baby. Yeah, he's a sexual harasser. Okay, that right there. If you're one of those sensitive women out there where, hello is sexual harassment, Butthead's a sexual harasser.
Butthead, not Beavis?
Well, now here's the thing. Beavis only acts upon it when he's encouraged, if you noticed. He doesn't go up to women and try to, go after them. He just basically rides the coattails of Butthead and just, he'll just go boing, right? But he won't do that unless Butthead initiates first.
Gotcha.
So no, Beavis is not a sexual harasser.
Okay.
Sterling Archer.
Phrasing.
Right, the fucking cartoon on FXX, Archer, sexual harasser. All right? If you look at how he talks and acts towards women, he's a sexual harasser. Trust me.
Okay.
Right? So, I mean, I don't really watch Archer, but I've seen some clips. It's a funny fucking show. Okay? Steve Urkel.
What? Urkel? What?
Steve Urkel is a sexual harasser.
Did I do that?
Thank you very much, Steve. If you look at how he has been chasing Laura Winslow for so long, okay, that's sexual harassment. You can't have in some cases that's sexual assault too, but we won't count the ways. All right, I know Steve Urkel is a loved icon of 90s TV. No disrespect to Jaleel. Jaleel's a great actor. I'm a fan of his. But, dude, if you lucky that was in the 90s, because if that shit was here today, he'd be a sexual harasser. All right? Some woman probably today would have probably called him out on it. All right? And last but not least, you ready for this one?
Okay.
The drum roll. Johnny Bravo. All right? Johnny Bravo is a fucking sexual harasser. If you look at how that guy talks to women and how he acts next to women, how is he even in the Cartoon Network is beyond me. All right? He's a sexual harasser. You know it. Man. You know it's true.
He hasn't even been relevant in a long time.
Which brings me... Yeah, but hey, Johnny Bravo's a legend. He's a good guy.
Very much so. I agree.
You know what? I could probably hang out with Johnny Bravo and just basically grab a beer with him. He'd be pretty awesome.
I can see that.
You know? I'd hang out with James Bond, too. Now, the only legalized, honestly, I really, really believe the only legalized sexual harassment workplace, right? You know what I think it is? The porn industry.
Well, all right, that's going to be a touchy subject.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but look, dude, you know, you're doing whatever you can.
No. Look, I don't have a problem with that. Look, listen, everyone makes a living how they make a living. Everyone's consenting adults, but even in that world, you know, everyone still has to be consenting. You know, what they do on camera versus what they do off camera. You know, the off camera stuff still has to be professional.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay, so. I understand. No, you're right. Let's see here. So now that we've gotten that shit out of the way, let's see here. So I wanted to make sure that, oh, yes, by the way, one other thing I wanted to talk about as I'm looking at my liner notes. Did you watch UFC 218 last night?
Nope.
Okay. It was an really unbelievable event. I mean, the fights were great. They were good action. Now, I watched it last night. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was just watching it. And yes.
B-Dubs soon to be Arby's Buffalo Wild Wings?
I heard they got bought out, right?
Well, I don't think it's official, but I think Arby's is looking into it.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hopefully, if they buy him, they won't change much to the restaurant.
They'll probably raise prices though.
Yeah,
you know.
So how was the fight?
Okay, so number one, let me just say, Michelle Waterson got robbed because statistically she was beating the shit out of this girl, and it just so happens that this girl outstruck her. But Michelle, I love you. I think that you are not only amazingly gorgeous, but you're a great fighter. You seem to be a real cool chick to hang out with. Actually, I follow her on IG. She follows me on IG. Her husband follows me on IG. Wow. I follow him on IG.
Creepy.
And they're really cool people. Really cool people.
Okay.
And the thing about it is just that, but, you know, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, her conditioning was not as good. I mean, she looked phenomenal physique-wise. She had she looked amazing. But, she needs a strength coach, and she needs to do better in her conditioning because it didn't look like her punches were as significant as they should be.
Okay. Was it a title fight?
When she struck, it was not a title fight. It was just a strawweight fight, but it was a very, very good one, at that. So I do have to say that was one thing. But Michelle Waterson got robbed, man. I'm not saying that just because I'm a fan, but again, statistically, she pretty much took her down more, and she held her within the ground and did significant striking there. Much, much better than the girl that she was fighting. I forgot what her name. Sorry, it was Tisha Torres, I believe. The Eddie Alvarez fight. Oh my God, I don't even know how to say his opponent's last name. But dude, let's put it like this: it's been a long time in the UFC or in MMA where I've seen two guys stand there and just slug it out.
Really?
I mean, it was a slugfest for 3 rounds, and then all of a sudden, Alvarez, and I'm a big Eddie Alvarez fan, he knees him right in the face. The dude goes down, and he hits him a couple more times, and it was done. All right? So congratulations, Eddie Alvarez. So the next fight was Henry Cejudo versus Sergio Pettis, which is Anthony Showtime Pettis' brother, and Pettis got schooled. This kid, Henry Cejudo, he doesn't look like a contender. He doesn't look like a fighter. But, man, he is a very, very well-kept secret in that company. They need to give him more attention. They need to really promote him a lot more. And, man, this guy, Francis Ngannou, is that how you say his last name? He's from Cameroon in Africa. This guy's a heavyweight, and he fought Alistair Overeem, the guy that KO'd Brock Lesnar.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I shit you not, this guy, Francis Ngannou, I think I'm saying his name right. I could be wrong. This guy is like the African version of Ivan Drago.
Everything he touches, he destroys.
Bro. Reem fucking punched him, and the guy wasn't even phased, and he punched Reem with a left, I believe.
Okay.
And it looked like something off like a fucking Friday the 13th movie where Jason punches a guy and his head comes off.
Jason 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah. And fucking this guy's head just went completely the other way. And it was like he was out like a light. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of his. He seems like a pretty cool dude. And then you had the main event. Max Holloway versus Jose Aldo.
Okay.
And Aldo was putting up a pretty good fight. And then somewhere along the line in the third or fourth round, I think it was the third round, Holloway just basically strategically and technically just broke him down.
Really?
And just took him out.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, whoa. Because holy shit, man. I have never, ever seen somebody get rocked like that. And just, he got broken down. The guy was, poor Jose Aldo was bleeding all over the place.
Oh, man.
It was, woo. That was... I'm not a fan of Holloway just because I think that the guy is really, really he's a shit talker.
Okay.
And I'm not a very big fan of shit talkers.
No, you're not.
You know what I mean? So it just doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So that's, by the way, speaking of shit talkers, this is a beautiful segue into our next topic. And once again, yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's back in the airwaves. He's back in the news. Just when you thought this prick was gone once and forever and humbled so he can just go back to his little, lightweight, flyweight, mosquito weight division, Conor McJackass is back in the news. Do you know? Do you know why?
I can only imagine. But you being a huge Conor McGregor fan, clearly, you must know why the Fighting Irishman is back in the press.
Oh yeah, I could just see the Rippo soap size sponge. Say that 3 times fast.
What does that mean?
The Rippo sarcastic soaked sponge, and that's a big sponge because that guy is the king of sarcasm, right? I'm gonna start calling him Koss, king of sarcasm. All right. Yeah, I'm a fan of McGregor's. Right. Well, this idiot, if he hasn't been humbled by Floyd Bitchweather yet, apparently in Dublin, he allegedly slugged a guy who's the father of an organized crime king.
Really?
Okay, and this is I forgot what the name of this organization is. This organized crime organization is, but they are
not the IRA, is it?
I don't know. I mean, I have no clue. I don't really keep up with that. But I don't, and I'm not, guys, gals. I'm not saying this because I'm not saying the name of this organized crime family not because I don't want to or I'm in fear. It's just that I don't know their name. But let's put it this way:
you got to know these crime syndicates. You know, one day my daughter's going to be married, and you'll need someone who knows how to properly quote this movie with a much better Marlon Brando accent.
You're on the Yin and the Yang, not the better half.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my bad. Okay. That's right. Yeah. Harry Carey and Trump. They're moving over to the next room.
My God. Okay. Well, thank God I get the better studio to record the podcast in, just to let you good folks know. All right.
Are you Studio C? Get it? C?
A plus, baby. Nothing but the best for the best.
So McGregor
by the best.
Knocking out this old man.
So McGregor apparently slugged the father of a very, very well-known and powerful crime kingpin. Now, organized crime kingpin. Now, are you dumb? And what to make matters even worse, he comes out of a courthouse for paying some type of a speeding ticket. And this reporter says, are you and your family in fear of your life, or are you in fear of your life of what the hell's been going on with what you did? You know how this idiot fucking responds?
I can only imagine.
He says 4 words, come and get me.
There you go. That's some balls, my friend.
You dumb fuck.
That is some balls.
You fucking dumb son of a bitch. Why would you try to antagonize these people? Why would you try to even mess with these people? They don't care, by the way, that you're like a known fight figure and that you supposedly represent Ireland and supposedly you're this and that. Again, I say to you once again, fans, he is an absolute disgrace. If he was actually a representative of Ireland, that's not a very good sign for somebody to talk this way. This is very, very, very poor in jest. And is he crazy? Like, what the fuck is he on?
He just don't care.
But what? Well, does he not care about his family? I mean, his father comes out and says, oh, there's nothing wrong, and this is just overblown by the media. Oh, yeah, well, you know what? You keep talking like that, sir. Look, you know what? I'm wiping my hands clean off of this. I just really feel the point of me bringing this up is that, 1, he's a mixed martial artist, and number 2, he's nuts. He's nuts.
He is.
Don't mess with these people.
He don't care. You got to give him credit. You got to give him a little credit. Just the fact that his doesn't give a shit attitude in life is pretty wild.
Oh, God. Whoa, well, interestingly enough, wow, you're doing good segues today, my friend. You are really on the money, man. You know, we don't, by the way, we don't record any of it. Like, we don't pre-record or choreograph or set up our segues or transitions. It's just that, God damn it, Larry's doing a great job today.
I'm on the money because I am money.
Larry, money, Mormon?
Oh,
Well,
Smell my cologne. It's called Brand New Money.
Well, it certainly sounds better than Floyd Money Mayweather.
I don't want to mess with Mayweather. He knocked out the Big Show.
Fuck him. Fuck yeah. You know what, Floyd? If you want to come out,
and we were there for that. You were at a Mayweather fight.
Yeah, you know how I also went. I don't know if you knew this, but I also, when he was coming down the aisle, I actually went to the bathroom.
I thought you did that during the title match.
No. I watched the title match, unfortunately. That was shit, too.
What are you talking about? Edge and Undertaker? That was
awesome. Well, you know, all I know is that I come out of there and 5 minutes later, Edge got beat.
Well, 5 minutes later? All right, let's go back to your agenda.
Okay, thank you very much. I knew that would spark something. So how do I explain this one? And what's the best way for me to talk about this? So I have a friend of mine, if you want to actually call him that, somebody at the 9 to 5, who pretty much, okay, so let me describe this human being here, okay? I'm not going to say what he does for a living. I'm not going to say what department or whatever, or how I know him from, or whatever the hell, okay? But I want to particularly do a segment right now, and this is, by the way, if you guys have listened to episode number 10, and I'm sure you have, Samuel from Canada, from Vancouver, Canada, our very first international emailer, had asked us to do a segment on haters. Well, this is a perfect segue into this. Go ahead, Larry. What were we going to say?
I was going to haters going to hate.
Exactly. And this is a sheer-cut, perfect example of haters. So what had happened was I was in the gym, and it was before the gym. I was doing my thing, you know, at the 40 an hour a week. And what had happened was, guy says to me, you know, what are you doing for the weekend? And I said, well, you know, I'm hanging out, and I'm going to watch the Steelers game. And this was last week. Okay. I'm going to watch the Steelers game, and I'm going to get ready to record a podcast, and I got to come up with some ideas. He goes, oh, well, when are you recording a podcast? I said, well, I come up with the ideas, and I'm just doing my research or whatever. And I said, but we record every Sunday, which means that excuse me, let me clarify. So meaning that I'm trying to prep up to record today, right now, as we're recording. And he goes, really? You have he goes, are you a guest in the podcast, or is it your show? And I said, I'm the host of the show. I have a co-host, but, you know, we're equals because we're childhood friends, and we've known each other a long time. And my friend runs a network, and I'm gracious enough to have the opportunity, you know, to do my show. And he goes, whoa, what's it called? And I said, it's called the Yin and the Yang. And he says to me, well, where can I find it? Give me the link. Now I'm figuring, okay, he's going to actually, you know, listen or subscribe or whatever he's going to do. And I give him the link, and I give him the link to Spreaker, and I told him it's on YouTube as well. I told him what to search. Just search for Yin and the Yang episode, whatever number it is. And we are actually like top 3 or top 4 choices of the results. Mm-hmm. So he goes on Spreaker because he has Spreaker, right? And he looks for the Yin and the Yang. And what's the first thing he does? He notices that he's looking at each episode, and he sees that we have a good amount of views, a good amount of downloads. And then he reads the intro, the information aspect of it. Okay?
Yep.
So for those of you who don't have Spreaker, and for those of you who listen to us on YouTube, we appreciate it. But for those of you who don't have Spreaker, just to give you guys the description that we put in there is we basically say, are you the yin or are you the yang? Mm-hmm. Join, you know, or are you both? Join former 2-time USW heavyweight champion Anthony Chu. And then once he read that, he starts laughing. And he says he goes, He goes, you were a former 2-time USW heavyweight champion? I said, yes. He goes, well, what's USW? What's that? And I said, it's professional wrestling. And he looks at me up and down, and he doesn't believe me. And he goes, I don't believe you. Bullshit. And I said, why do you say bullshit? Like, why do you not believe me? And he says, well, I know I can believe that you're a lot of things, but you're not a professional wrestler. And he says,
really?
Well, yeah. And he says, well, or you're not a former pro wrestler. And he says to me, well, I believe that you're a lot of things. And he said, well, why don't you believe me? I don't understand. And it's an accomplishment. I've had a very short-lived career, but I truly believe that it's very, it was something I'm very proud of.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Absolutely.
And he asked me, what does USW stand for? And I said, originally it was called USCW, which is United States Championship Wrestling. And then they shortened it to United States Wrestling, but it wasn't catchy enough, so I told him that it was called United Syndication Wrestling or United Syndicated Wrestling. So now, Larry, you were part of the USW. I'm part of the USW.
Yeah.
And he read that you're USW Transcontinental Champion. Now, you retired with the Transcontinental Championship. Now, this is something that we've done nearly 18 years ago. This was when we were in our 20s. We were young at the time. I could tell. And then he asked me, well, who did you train with? And I said, well, I originally, and you can vie for me on this, I trained with the Killer Kowalski School of Professional Wrestling.
This is true.
In Malden, Massachusetts.
Yep.
And I took 6.5, 7 months worth of training. And I came out of there, and I've done student shows. I've done some house shows. And then when USW gave me the call, I worked for them for 2 years. Mm-hmm. All right. I won the title twice. All right. And then at the same time, we transitioned, and then I stopped it because I had a neck injury. And then back in 2006, went to NYWC, which is New York Wrestling Connection. That was when Mikey Whipwreck was trainer.
Yep.
Now, I was there. And I trained with Mikey for, again, nearly a year. And I did house shows there, right? And I never won anything, but I did house shows there. And Mikey said to us, and even Killer Kowalski said, when you lace up those boots and you get into that ring and you perform in front of people, whether you get paid or not, you're a professional. Because professional wrestlers are no longer state athletically commissioned, right? And in Massachusetts at the time, you didn't need a commission. No. I think there were only about 4 or 5 states that required commission, and New York was one of them.
Okay. It's been a little while since you really had to have go through, get a license and stuff like that.
Right, exactly. So you and I both know that I've done this. You've done this. We've been in the ring. We've done our thing. We've wrestled. And we pretty much, it's something that we're very proud of. And then this guy comes and tells me, well, I don't believe you, bullshit. And he says, well, I want to see pictures. And I said, understand something. This is 1998, 1999, going till about late 2000, going to 2001. At that time, there's no social media. The internet was not as huge as it is now. Okay? So there's no social media either. All right? Nobody knew what that was back in these days. It's not so,
it was before MySpace.
Right. It was exactly. So this is a time period where you have pictures. Sure, you could take pictures, but you don't have video the way that we do now. You don't have, pictures the way you do now. And then what bothered me about it is that he's showing it to other people or showing it to somebody else, and now they're chuckling at it. And it's like, and I said, listen, I don't need to justify myself. Okay? Folks, if you're going to do something in life, you don't need to justify shit to anybody.
Very true.
Because quite frankly, at the end of the day, okay, I'm not here to live up to anyone's expectations, and I don't expect anybody to live up to my expectations. The only expectations that we need to live up to is our own, whatever they may be. All right?
Amen,
and
brother.
Quite frankly, Yeah, and quite frankly, man, I mean, I am very proud of the fact that I have my professional wrestling training. And with the way I feel right now, if I can get back, if there was a ring right in front of me now and I had somebody I can work with, I could definitely go. I remember everything. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know how to put a match together. All right. I did some managing. I did some promoting behind the scenes. All right. And I've done pretty much almost every facet of that business. So it draws me one particular conclusion. I personally think, and he never gave me a justifiable reason why he didn't believe in what I wrote or what I said, and I'm not taking that down for anybody. Now, the only thing I can think of, because I've never gotten a clear-cut reason as to why he didn't believe me, is that when he looks at me, practically, he looks at me and he probably thinks, oh, well, he doesn't have a six-pack like I do. He's not tall like I am. He's not conditioned the way I am. He doesn't do what I do. Oh, well, he can't be a pro wrestler. Or he can't, or he doesn't, it's like if somebody said to me that I was a pro football player or I was a mixed martial art fighter or I'm a martial artist, I'd be like, oh, cool. That's really nice, man. That's awesome. And then I'd probably talk to them about it. But you don't doubt people because you have no proof. And at the same time, what authority do you have to doubt someone? What have you done in your life to basically say that you've done something that's accomplishable that you could talk about? So don't hate on what I do to make your life better or to make you feel better or to use me as an example, all right, to call me out and pretty much make me a joke for your viewing or your entertaining pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And I am a trained pro wrestler. I've done it. I'm proud of it. It was a short-lived career. It didn't go the way I wanted it to because back in 2006, I re-aggravated my neck injury. But you know something? I'm proud of what I've done. And if I had to do it all over again, the only thing I would do any differently is that I would have been in better condition. If I was in the condition I am in now, when I was 24, 25 when I was doing this, or 23, oh, you bet your ass I could have probably gone a lot farther than I did. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
I mean, you were in the USW. You know what it was like. You know how things work.
Politics, and politics were a bitch there. But, you prevailed. I prevailed better. But, you prevailed in the company.
What? I caught that, you fucking prick.
But, it's a living. It's a hard living, and not everyone understands that.
We formed, guys, gals, we formed the anti-USW for a particular reason, okay? We had gimmicks where we're anti-establishment, anti-conformity, and you know what? In a lot of ways, we still are now. In a way, it's not a gimmick for us, man, because the way that we do it is that we look upon it, right? And we say to ourselves, look, think outside the box. Dare to be great. Don't allow somebody to put you down because the whole idea is they want, and Sam, I hope you're listening to this because this is for you. This is your segment here. People hate on other people, jealousy, or this kind of negative shit. Because what it is that the whole idea is they want you to do things to the way that they want you to do it so that they won't be haters then, right? If me and you, Larry, sat there and basically just said, oh my God, this is what this person thinks, this is what that person thinks, we'd be alcoholics by now. We'd be sitting on our sofa forever, not just wondering what the fuck do we do with ourselves. I have people who come up to me and basically we've gotten negative feedback off this show, all right? And I've had people say to me, you can't speak for shit. You're not made for podcasting. The way that you talk is crap. And I say, well, fuck you. You're listening to me. I'm not listening to you. So what the fuck? I don't care. All right. I mean, it's just like, we call each other the yin and the yang because we have, not all the time do we have similarities. We have differences, okay? A perfect example, just with the way the world runs things. Larry, you're Apple. I'm Android, okay? You're iPhone. I'm Android. I have a Google phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, one time I asked you, I said, why do you like, Apple so much? And he said, well, there are things that I don't like on Android, and I like iOS better. And then, you asked me the same thing. And I said, well, there are things that I like that, within Android that I can't get on Apple, and I don't call fucking Apple and say, I don't like your feature. You got to change this for me. You know what Apple's going to say? Fuck you. They have a million other people who are going to buy their phones. So they don't change the way that they do things. Okay, you don't like it, then go buy something else. Fuck you. All right? I mean,
very true.
It's like another example, okay? It's like you go tell somebody like Gordon Ramsay. You know who Gordon Ramsay is? The cooking guy, right? You go up to his face and say, hey, Ramsay, you fucking stop swearing because I'm not going to watch your show. And Gordon Ramsay is going to look at you and say, fuck you. He's going to shove a plate up your motherfucking asshole, right?
Awesome.
Because and knowing him, he probably would. So the whole idea is, if you're doing something you already love, or you've done something that you have passion for, all right, and you're proud of it, it doesn't matter what people think, because they're always going to try to bring you down. So as long as the majority, and while there are people who are haters who don't like what you've done or what you've accomplished, there are people, as long as the majority of people love you, doesn't matter. Okay? Because the truth is that we have a fucking 1,000 things to do. All right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have time to sit here and listen to what people think. Musicians don't make music for critics to bash. They make music for their fans to listen to over and over and over again, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely.
Okay? Listen, I'm sure you've gotten negative feedback off your Brady viral video. Okay? Yeah. Has that deterred you from doing anything on a social media level or a YouTube level?
No, it hasn't. It certainly hasn't stopped me, and it shouldn't.
No, exactly. So, Sam, fuck it. Forget it, man. Do what you love. Be honest to yourself. And pretty much just don't worry about what people say. Because at the end of the day, whether you make it or not, people don't care. The only person who needs to care is you. And we live in an age where people trash talk. You have internet trolls. You got a bunch of people who like to say shit.
I've been called an internet troll.
Have you really? Oh, so have I.
Remember
right?
we were at Legends of the Ring?
Oh yeah. That the promoter prick. Hey, by the way, and if you're listening to this, fuck you. All right, we don't give a shit what you think either. All right. Look, I mean, we live in an age where people trash talk, people talk shit. People like to add their little punches, their little jabs at other people because they're not successful, and yet we are, or we do things that we want to do, and we're happy with our lives. Again, if you're unhappy with your life, don't make other people pay for your damages. It's as simple as that. The other thing, too, is, Larry, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this one, is that you talk – you have people who talk, and nobody wants to give props where props are due. No, everybody bashes other people's families. They all brand everybody losers, okay, because they think that they're the king of the trash talk. But the
City of losers.
Yeah, exactly. But the reality of it is, the king of the trash talk are the two guys on the airwaves with the microphones in front of their faces talking to you right now. So to all the haters out there, fuck you, all right? Thank you, fuck you, bye. And if you're still listening to this, then you know what? Who's really, who's hating now, right? You're hating us. We don't care about you. We don't give a shit about what you think to begin with. We know who is part of the commandos. We know who's part of the militants. Right? We know who the fans are. It's as simple as that. So there you go. All right.
You want to give that one more time? A little Jim Cornette saying?
Thank you, fuck you, bye.
There we go. I like it.
All right, guys. So, I got worked up over that, man. Just because, you know what it is? I think that I've been, since I was a kid all the way till now, I've been bullied a lot. And, pretty much, there's all different ways nowadays, man. And just to be very honest with you, I'm at a point right now where it's just like I finally have a chance to reach out and tell people, look, don't be bullied in any way, or don't ever let anybody shake your foundation to tell you that you can't do something, or that you can't get anywhere in life, because your mindset is a very, very important and powerful tool. The most lethal weapon is the human mind, so
very
don't
true.
Ever, and that is your temple. That is,
unless you're Steve Blackman, then you are the lethal weapon.
Or Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. Or you could actually be Jeff Speakman and be the perfect weapon.
Ooh, that's obscure. Where's that from?
What? You've never seen the movie The Perfect Weapon?
No. You're
shitting me, right?
I'm being honest with you.
You've never seen this movie called The Perfect Weapon with Jeff Speakman? Mako was in, Professor Toru Tanaka.
Really?
You've never seen this film?
I don't think so.
Dude, you got to watch this. It's a movie that was, I believe, made in 1991, and it's one of my favorites. And he does an art. He was a student of the late great Ed Parker, who's based out of California, and Jeff Speakman does Kempo karate.
Oh wow!
And dude, he's for his time. I don't know how he is now. I hope he's well, but man, he was good. That one movie he made. Whew.
Okay.
I mean, it was like a shining example of how good Kempo karate was.
I will check it out.
Oh, definitely check it out, man. That's your homework for the week. How's that?
I graduated college already. How dare you?
All right. So, guys and gals out there, I told you earlier in the beginning of this pod that I fell for the oldest trick in the female book. And this is what happened. So, been talking to this one girl for a couple weeks now, and met her on a dating app. And I was talking to her, and do you know what Marco Polo is?
The
app.
The swimming pool? Oh, the app. No.
Okay, so Marco Polo is kind of like an alternate version to Snapchat.
Marco.
Right? You know what? I've never played that game.
Yeah, neither have I, because it's a stupid game.
I don't know what it is. It's just really weird, and never played it and don't want to play it. Have no interest. However, if it rocks your boat, God bless you, right? So here's the thing, right? I get on Marco Polo, meet this girl, talk to her back and forth, and everything's going great. Really cool chick, I thought. Really nice girl. And all of a sudden, I meet her. We go out on a date. And nowadays, women like to be entertained. They like to, you can't just go into the old standard, hey, let's go grab dinner now. Because now it's like it seems as though most women are bored. And they don't have fuck all to do. And they know the man's going to pay for it 99.9% of the time anyway, right? So they want to do something fun. And, I got to catch up with the times. So what I did was this girl lives outside of Philadelphia. And not too far away, there's a winery. So I figured, hey, let's go do the winery. Then let's go grab something to eat, And it's a really good one, too. And I was drinking some of that red wine. I had like a small glass of it a couple of days ago. Really good stuff.
I love red wine. It's good for you. Glass a day. That's what they recommend. Glass a day.
Oh, okay. I just drink very little. Not even probably like a half a glass or something.
It's supposed to be good for your heart, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One glass, not like an entire bottle.
Okay.
But
okay. Well, what had happened was I meet her, and she comes in about like 20, 25 minutes late. It's justifiable. I understand. She said she had to pick up her mom and take her home from church. Okay, fine. No problem. Okay. So she finally meets me, and this girl from head to toe is absolutely beautiful. I mean, she is just unbelievably gorgeous. And the me of 2 years ago would have probably said to you, oh my God, there's no fucking way I can ever go out with a girl like this because I'm completely out of my league. I mean, I'm out of her league. You know what I mean?
Okay. I think it would be more she's out of your league, but okay.
Excuse me, she's out of my league. Well, whatever the case may be. Whatever the fuck. I don't even know how the hell. Whatever. I just don't think that there's any chance. Let's put it this way. I don't think I have a goddamn chance in hell of me getting with her. Okay?
Fair enough.
So, or me having any chance of going out with this girl.
Move along.
Whatever. Okay, thank you. So, I meet her, and originally I was going to go to the winery. She says, well, I'm hungry. Okay, let's reverse the date process now. So now we got to go grab something to eat. And then she tells me she has to go and check up on her niece, make sure she's okay, which I don't even know if that's a legitimate excuse or not. But it's all right. You got to go. So I said, so you can't go to the winery? She says, no. So I spent on this date about $50, $40, $50, whatever the hell, right? And I meet her. I thought she was great. Didn't hear from this girl for a week. And I mean, literally for 5 days or whatever the fuck, right? Nearly a week. And basically, I text her and I pretty much say, hey, listen, like, what the hell? You don't basically call somebody back. You don't talk to us. You don't do anything, nothing. You have no response. Like, you leave me on a cliffhanger, even though you tell me that date went great and everything was good and all that. And then she says, well, to be honest with you, I was going to call you, but the thing is, I really don't think that, we click.
Oh, ouch.
And I thought in my mind, and I said, you know what? I fell for the most, and when I'm wrong, I'll admit it, but I fell for the most classic case of the female textbook. Do you know what that is?
What is that? Enlighten me.
It's when a guy really, really likes this girl, and he knows that there's no chance in possible hell that he'll ever be able to go out with her or start a relationship with her. I mean, and it's just two different classes, and he's in the lower class and she's in the upper class. But he sums up the courage anyway, and he dares to be great, and he asks her out, and she says yes. And now all of a sudden he's on cloud 9, and he's ready to go. And then he basically takes her out. He has this great fucking, great date, and everything goes well. And then all of a sudden she says, well, you know what? I really don't like you, and I'd never fuck you in a million years, but I do want to thank you for the free meal.
Ouch. That one stings. That's going to sting every man that's listening right now. That does sting.
Well, yeah, it does. And there's a level of injustice, right? And there's a level of inequality. And for all the women who don't think there's that all women have it easier, bullshit. Complete fucking bullshit. You're telling me that if if a guy walks into a bar full of hot women or a bar full of women and says, anybody want to bang? Anybody want to bang?
Huh.
All right.
Someone tell me where this bar is, please.
Well, I'm just saying, if that ever happened, do you know how fast he would probably be killed or thrown or the guy's a dog, blah, blah, blah. He would never score one person, one girl. But if a girl walks into a bar full of guys and says, anybody want to bang? Oh, forget it. The guys will kill each other to get to her if she's hot.
Agreed.
Maybe even if she's not hot. So there is an inequality, and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. And the reality of it is look, obviously things are unfair, but what are you going to do? And I mean, it's one thing if you tell me, hey, listen, I really don't think everything's good. I don't see you in that light. You don't wait a fucking week. A week? Seriously?
That's a long time.
You leave me at a cliffhanger for nearly an entire week, 6 days? Come on. You're 40 fucking years old, woman. You know, you're still playing high school / college games? I'm not in the mood to play games. The only time I play games is when I hook up into a system like a PS4 or an Xbox One, and that's the only time I play games. Other than that, I waste my goddamn time. Really.
That's crazy.
So if you listen to this, go to hell, all right? And it's women like you that make it difficult for a good man like me to find a good woman. So thank you, fuck you, bye. Now, actually, I should have saved that on the better half.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
We can talk about it over there.
Who says you're invited?
No, wait a minute. How dare you? Who in the hell do you think you are to talk to your star like this? Your premier guy, the guy. You talk to me. I am the Ric Flair of this network.
Oh my God!
Woo!
Did he? Did he? Wang? Did he just compare himself to Ric Flair? I
know you
can't understand what I'm saying. But...
bitch slap this son of a bitch.
Oh man!
Whether you like it or whether you don't like it, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today.
Gonna treat you more like Reed Flair.
Diamonds are forever, and so is Anthony Chu.
Okay, man.
Now, moving on, brother. As we're moving on up
to the east side,
we finally got a piece of the pie.
Beans don't fry in the kitchen.
Fish don't fry in the kitchen.
Oh, beans don't fry in the
grill. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
Oh, well.
Sherman Helmsley is probably pissed right now in heaven.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
That was one of the best shows ever.
I loved watching Amen.
Amen was unbelievable.
And that walk, that Sherman Hemsley walk.
Oh, that was the best. It was kind of like a Teddy Wong walk, doesn't it?
I think it's more like a Vince McMahon walk.
Yeah. That's true. All right, so we are segueing over to the very next thing, and the very next thing on my list here is one of my favorite segments. Best Buy.
Uh-oh.
I walked in there last week, and I'm trying to get a TV stand for my 70-inch TV here at the castle.
70, nice.
And I walk in there, and you've seen my 70-inch TV, and I walk in there, and basically all I want is I just want a stand. So I asked one of the salespeople, how much is a stand here? $99. Okay. Very reasonable. I said, now, this is a pretty heavy stand. It's made out of really good wood. And I said, well, I'm not going to be able to lift this to carry it. He goes, well, we don't have it anyway. You have to buy it. You have to basically, have it sent to your house. And I said, well, how much is the installation? Because you can't build something like this on your own. At least I can't. Mm-hmm. Do you know how much the installation was?
Their installation price is outrageous.
Their installation price was $99.
I would have thought it was more.
The price of the installation is the price of the fucking stand? Are you kidding me? What the are you folks over at Best Buy delusional? Who in the hell set that price? Oh well, but sir, you could buy a $200 stand, it's still $99. I said, but it's a $99 stand, and you're going to tell me to pay a double just to do the installation? He goes, well, sir, you could do it on your own. I said, you can't do it on your own. You need two people. Lo and behold, they never show up.
Oh, wait, so you purchased it?
I purchased it with the installation.
Wow.
They never showed up.
Wow. When were they supposed to show up?
They were supposed to show up on Tuesday night.
Wow.
Never showed up.
Did the item show up?
The item showed up. They never showed up.
Holy cow.
Go figure that. So now all of a sudden, I go back to Best Buy. and they won't. They said they can't reschedule another installation until a week later. I said, are you that bombarded? Sir, it is the holiday. It's transitioning into the holiday season. I said, are you kidding? I said, you guys screwed up, not me. I said, it says on my receipt that you're supposed to come in here and do the installation on Sunday night. Right? Mm-hmm. Because I bought it on Friday. Supposed to install it on Sunday. You guys never showed up, and that's my fault. So they put me through this hassle. Tuesday comes. They couldn't find the place. They finally get here an hour late. They come in here. They install it. And they won't. And now my TV's heavy. You need 2 people to lift up the TV. They finally did it. And guess what happened? The stand broke.
Did it really?
And so did my TV.
No.
Yes. So I am now fucking livid, dude. I am livid to the degree where I'm like, you broke my TV. And by the way, do you know how or why? Because they installed it poorly.
How did it break?
So just that the stand was put together poorly.
Wow.
Or I think, and so lo and behold, what had happened was and this is like some Twilight Zone stuff. The stand that they were supposed to send me was not the right one.
Shocking.
Right? So the model that they sent me was supposed to be better. It was supposed to be heavier, and it was supposed to be a lot more sturdier that can hold a certain weight. Mm-hmm. They sent me the lighter, shittier one.
Unbelievable. Right?
So now I go back there, and I said, well, you guys owe me a new TV. Well, we're not liable.
What? Now they're just fucking with you.
Like, I really saw red at this point, and I was so angry. I called up Best Buy, and I told them what happened. And I had one of the regional people talk to me, right? Okay. In charge of the regional division. And the guy sent me, I kid you not, a check.
Wow.
Right? For the price of my TV.
Wow.
Which I bought at Best Buy.
I kind of would have thought maybe they'd send you a gift card, but that's pretty cool.
Right. Which was interesting. I had to, they sent the check and then I had to pick it up, and through the store.
Yeah.
And they sent me the correct stand. So finally, after over a week of hell, I had no TV for a while. At least I had internet, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God I am finally liberated. They can leave me the living hell alone, and I'm happy.
That's nuts.
So the only thing left to say is, Best Buy, do you know what happens when you cause me misery for over a week and you have the most ridiculous installation prices of anyone else?
Oh, I can't wait.
Right now, I wish Circuit City was alive. And I'd buy from them. I would buy it from some local Chinese guy out in 8th Avenue in Brooklyn before I buy
Canal
from
Street?
you again. 8th Avenue, Brooklyn. Not Manhattan.
Oh, Brooklyn. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Best Buy, you know what happens? Huh? Best Buy?
Tell us.
You just got chewed out.
Yes. Fuck you, Best Buy.
Yeah, fuck you, pricks. Now, I guess we won't get an endorsement from them anytime soon.
We don't need it.
Network. Yeah, kiss my ass, you guys.
We don't need it. We don't need it.
Now, one of my next favorite parts of this show is we get to answer your questions, fans. And I actually have 5 questions I had to select. Man, I'm telling you, this email box is getting loaded up.
Yeah, man, honestly.
Really loaded up. And it's gotten to the point now where I'm looking at myself like, holy crap. So I'm starting to select these questions. And I select some interesting ones. So the very first question of episode 11 comes from Jason Francis from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Jason Francis, Indianapolis. All right.
Right. So Jason writes, what is the best diet for me to go on? Well, hi. How are you too, Jason? It's nice to see you. It's nice to talk to you. How's the family? Hope everybody's well. Thanks for asking us how we're doing. We're just fine. Thanks, Jason.
Don't mock him if he's going to write a letter.
Well, when I write to people, I say, hi, how are you? I love your show. Keep up the good work.
Be happy he didn't say thank you, fuck you, bye.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, Jason, I apologize. I'm sure he's part of Choose Commandos and not Mormons Militant. Man, no. With the way he just wrote to me, I think that he is part of Mormons Militants.
Why? Because he no-sold you?
Yeah, exactly. So he asked, what is the best diet for me to go on? Well, okay, so this is one of the ways I can answer you is to basically say to you that it depends. How are you structured? All right. Larry's Caucasian. He comes. What is your background? I'm going to use Larry as an example. What's your background? No
one could have figured out I'm white.
Pretty fly for a white guy, right?
I am
so white and nerdy. He's just so white and nerdy.
I am a red-blooded American.
Where does your family descend from?
Brooklyn.
Oh, Jesus H. Didn't you? I think your mom said at one point that you're Irish and German or something like that, right?
I have family
way to
going.
Your roots.
I have family going back to actually, and pretty soon I may be doing an ancestry thing,
nice
research. But Irish, English, German, mostly Irish.
Okay.
English, German, and a little bit of Portuguese.
Okay, so I come from a Chinese Trinidadian background. So the way that our genetic makeup is, it's two totally different ones. Now, you have to kind of look back into, and this is how I do it. You have to kind of look back into what your descent was. What did your ancestors eat? Let's put it this way. A lot of European foods are very bread-based, right? I can't eat bread like that. If you told me to eat burgers and red meat like that, I'd be fucking dead if I had to eat that every day. It just doesn't click. My ancestors ate rice, chicken, fish. Very rarely did they have red meat long time ago. But mainly a more vegetable, plant-based diet because it's an agricultural society.
If I may, and I'm not trying to be funny about this, which like not a lot of chicken in a Chinese Asian diet because again, and it may be Western culture, all these like General Tso's, sesame chicken, orange chicken.
Well, I think that it's there, but it was not as abundant as it is now.
Okay. All right.
Because once again, it comes from more of an agricultural society.
Gotcha.
So, it's very, very different at that time.
Okay.
So you got to look at it that way. So you have to, in a way, look at what your DNA calls for. Like, it's like if you told me to drink alcohol, I'd be fucking dead. Just that my body does not absorb it like that, like as good as somebody who's, let's say,
mine does.
Okay, but yours does, right? Now, it's the same thing. Let's say if you started eating rice every day, it just doesn't work with your body. But for some odd reason, it works better with mine. It's like when Japanese people, there was a report saying that when Japanese people eat sushi, they absorb the seaweed better than anyone else in the world because their body genetically, the makeup of it, it's built for that. So you got to look at it in some ways in that sense.
Okay, I can see that.
But I really would suggest it depends on what you also want to do. I mean, do you want to gain muscle? Do you want to lose weight? So there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, if you're going to gain muscle, eat a lot of protein, any kind of protein. If you're going to lose weight, eat a lot of vegetables, eat a lot of chicken, eat a lot of fish, that type of thing. That's what I do. That's what I'm trying to do. So, Jason, if you want to, elaborate more, email us again. Let us know, and then we'll definitely talk more about that.
Cool.
The next question, Jane Ohen from Ossining, New York, writes, "Hey guys, what's up? I had a really interesting question. How do you get over regret to move on with your life?"
Oh, Jesus!
Wow.
You got an hour?
This is like, you have an hour, maybe 2, 3, 4 hours. This is a tough one. It depends. Again, I don't want to. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you straight answers, but it depends. What are you getting over? What do you regret? I mean, a lot of that has to do with, what it was. How serious is it? What was the case? How severe? I mean, everybody's regret is different. So again, you really have to, you only live life if you move forward. But sometimes it's very tough to get over, and it just depends on what your regret is. But we are here for you. Let us know. Write to us just like Jason. Just give us a better explanation as to what regret you're trying to get over. And we always have support. So let us know, and we're here for you. We don't care who you are, what you do. We're here. Okay.
Yep.
Our next writer, Ryan Diafat, he writes, "Hey guys, got a question for you for Anthony as a martial artist. What is your opinion of Krav Maga?" Honestly,
actually, I'm kind of interested in you. I always thought Krav Maga was kind of like a made up thing.
No, it's actually a combat discipline that was created by, I believe, the Israeli military.
Oh, jeez.
And Krav Maga, I don't know a whole lot about it, so I really cannot form an opinion. I don't want to say anything incorrect. I just know that it looks pretty damn awesome. There's a lot of practitioners of it for many, many reasons, and it just looks unbelievable. And I say, hell, if you want to try it, go for it. But again, it depends on what you want to do, Mm-hmm. So definitely try that out. And let us know what you think. Try a trial lesson or something. Everybody offers a free lesson or two nowadays.
That's how I ended up in the gym with a personal trainer.
Oh, and speaking of, our next question comes from a person who did not put their name, but the email's name is Fair Warning. I guess he's giving you a fair warning about what he's about to ask. And the anonymous says, "Do you recommend a personal trainer?"
Well, I'll be something.
Goddamned.
Yeah. You know what? Yes and no. And here's what I mean by that. If you know what you're already doing, or if you have a set goal of what you want to do, I think you can get away with, and you have your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your
I'm
discipline.
glad you're taking over this question.
Yeah, about time someone takes over the show.
Seriously.
How
dare you?
If you have very good self-discipline, then I can say that you could probably get away with not needing a personal trainer. Someone like me, who needs that motivation, not very good self-motivating wise. I do have a lot of friends and family. Anthony's here is included in this, who do motivate, who want to see me do good, but they can't always be there for me, nor should they be there for me 24/7. I do not require that, nor suggest that they do. But for me, with a personal trainer, if I'm paying someone, then yes, then they should be there to motivate me, teach me. And I've been starting to learn a lot more about the gym equipment, about what to do. Yes, I still have my problems, I still have my issues, especially with eating. I'm having trouble with that. I'm always going to, because again, I'm on my own. I don't have anyone there to help me. If there was a personal trainer for eating, I would have hired one as well. And after getting an iPhone 10, I shouldn't be hiring anybody. But I would say if you need that push, then a personal trainer is for you. Depending on how long you need the personal trainer, that's going to vary depending on what you're looking for, what you're looking to do, how quickly you learn the process of the gym, of nutrition. That's really going to be a per person basis.
Yeah, I think that if you work out I agree with Larry 100%. If you know what you're doing, you don't need a personal trainer, because you have to develop self-discipline. But if you have a partner, that's always good. I train with two guys right now, my coach and his friend, and we really, really push each other. We do our best, we do our thing. So it's really, really important, But it also depends. Do you really, really ask yourself, do you have the money for it? If you have the money for it, then great. But make sure that you maximize everything and get everything you can out of it. Because if you don't, what begins to happen is that now you're kind of like really wasting your time and your money.
Yep.
Let's see here. So the last question of the day comes from Ricky Henderson wait a minute.
The Ricky Henderson?
Exactly. The Ricky Henderson? The fucking all-time greatest base stealer for the Yankees and the A's. Well, I know nobody gives a fuck if he played for the A's. He played for the Yankees, goddamn it. Ricky Henderson, champ. I'm a big fan.
Where is he from?
This guy's from Coldwater, Michigan, who, by the way, is home of Dan the Beast Severn.
Oh.
So I guess maybe it's not the Ricky Henderson.
Maybe not.
From Coldwater, Michigan. Hey guys, what's up? Great job here. Just wanted to ask you a question. What in your life do you wish you could change from the past in terms of contact sports? Best regards, Ricky. I'll tell you mine right now. If you talk in terms of anything I've ever done, I really, really, really wished that I would be in better shape. I've always been that guy who's always done whatever I've done, whether it be pro wrestling, whether it be martial arts. I've always had a stomach. I've always had my conditioning was never at a superb level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. That's how I am right now. So.
Okay. So, you gotta really look at it, and I look at it this way, Ricky. I don't live my life with a lot of regret. I mean, a lot of my regrets are personal, but in terms of contact sports, you can't change what you've done in the past, but and I'm going to quote Jake the Snake Roberts here. Never let your history dictate your destiny. Never.
I like that. I think a lot of people nowadays should learn that.
Absolutely. The world would be a better place if they can actually learn that. So guys, if you want to email us, talk to us, give us a call, let us know how you're doing.
Hit us with the email.
The email is yinandyangpodcast @gmail.com. Once again, it's yinandyangpodcast @gmail.com. We will answer it personally. We'll even put it on the air. It doesn't make a difference. We're here for you guys. We do the show for the people.
By the people.
We, the people. And good luck to Jack Swagger or Jack Hager on his MMA career.
I was watching a little bit of Bellator over the weekend.
Yeah, Bellator
Friday.
rocks, man.
It was pretty cool. I forget Mauro Ranallo does the play-by-play.
Yeah, he's very good at it.
He's all over the place, man. Boxing, Bellator, NXT.
You also have to remember he started for Pride as well.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's got such a good voice.
Absolutely. He's really good.
And when he gets it, did you see War Games? Did you watch TakeOver War Games?
No, I haven't yet.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
If anything, just watch the War Games match. It was like an hour, but still, his commentary during that was phenomenal. Very, very good. Very, very good. He gets you involved in the match. He gets you involved in the fight. You got to admit, even during Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, he did commentary for that fight. That makes it watchable.
Right.
So
absolutely. All right, guys. So we are winding it down, and we have one last segment. And this last segment is for my boy right here. So let's cue up the music.
What do we got?
Let's see here.
All right.
All right. Well, it is time once again for Larry's progress report. So, brother, I know for a fact that you have been in the gym, and I want to know what we, the people, the fans, the listeners, the downloaders, people who steal their podcasts. I don't know.
It's free.
We want to know what your Yeah, but stealing is stealing. Just like Puff Daddy, or Brother Love, stealing fucking music from everybody and their mother, right? King king of sampling.
Oh, man.
There's another KOS, K-O-S. King of sampling. Go ahead, bro. Hit us up with it.
I'm going to be honest with you. During the holiday, it was a little tough. I was away on vacation from Thanksgiving to the following. I didn't get back to my apartment until the following Wednesday. And there really wasn't anywhere down there in Florida for me to be able to go to continue, any workout regime. So I did kind of lose about a week and a half. And I'm going to be honest again, look, you're down there for a wedding. My cousin made so much food for the wedding, and then, we had that same food afterwards. So I ate so much. We all ate so much during that. So it kind of, pushed me back a little bit, but I'm not really that far. I just started the gym and this process, so I'm not worried if I fell back a little bit. It's okay. But when I got back to the gym Wednesday night, when I got back to my apartment that night, I went right to the gym, had the trainer.
Beautiful.
We did some, and that week and a half roughly, because I was also sick the week prior. With me, I have the reverse Midas touch. Everything I touch turns to crap. And so, of course I want to start this great new road on my life, and I get sick. I go on vacation. So things really get in the way. But when I got back in the gym, I'm going to be honest with you, man, it felt hard. Like 2 weeks prior when I was working the ropes, the ropes and some of the weights, it went good. I felt good. It felt good. This time, man, when I started working the ropes, right off the bat, I was like, this is going to be a long evening, a long session. So I definitely had my ass handed to me. But I did do something new as far as machines. I actually did a leg press for the first time.
Oh, how'd you like it?
I liked it. It's good. It's a little tough for me to do it to get fully back, like to have the whole weight panel plate, if you will, back, because my knees crash into my stomach, which is what I'm working on to get rid of that. But okay. I did like it. But I'll be honest with you. I think I worked myself hard because I just barely got home and then I threw up. So
you threw up? Seriously?
Yeah, it was all liquid. That was all water and Gatorade.
Oh.
Yeah. A little nasty. Sorry about that, folks. But I felt good afterwards.
Why'd you throw up, though?
I don't know. Maybe I either pushed myself or something. You know what happened? I was feeling good, tired, but I was feeling good. Even did some planks. Tried doing them a little tough, but I did some of them. And then I did this last thing where I kind of put my body in almost like a sit-up position, but like halfway up in a sit-up position.
Yeah.
And she gave me a 10-pound barbell, dumbbell. And I kind of just I worked my abs, kind of went back and forth. You know what I mean? Like back and forth. That, I think, is what got me. And I think that probably just upset my stomach a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
Again, it was
especially if it's something that you've never done before. Yeah, that's
I don't mean to be gross, but it was mostly water. But
how's your personal trainer this time around?
Same person, same girl. She's very good. Again, professionally speaking, because it's purely professional. I know people expecting me to say jokes or something, but I'm not going to, because it's going good. She's teaching me some good stuff. She's teaching me these machines that gives me the confidence to use them on my own. I plan on going. What's today? We're recording on Sunday, so I want to go at least three times a week. So I'll hit it tomorrow on the way home from work before Raw.
Are you sore?
Oh, I'm still hurting. The insides of my arm, like the inside by the elbow.
Yeah,
both arms are killing me. Still
beautiful.
Still,
that's good though. They generally the onset of soreness takes about 2 days.
I didn't even feel it till I did it on Wednesday. Didn't feel it till Friday.
Right. Well, for me, I basically I'm putting in work on 6 days a week. I pretty much do a lot of body weight stuff. I do cardio, Monday through Saturday, and I do a lot of body weight stuff, and dips, push-ups, sit-ups, squats.
When I dip, you dip, we dip.
Pull-ups, chin-ups. That was the bashing of a classic just now, what you just did. Okay? And, Jesus. And pretty much my coach, what he's doing now is he's making me lift lighter weights, and we go up slowly if we do, but we do less rep. But then for the most part, he's making me do lighter weights with a lot of repetition. And it's gotten to the point where it's gotten to the point now where after that he makes me do cardio. So it's like pretty freaking serious, man. And it's just a lot of, I'm sore every day I come out of there. And like right now, like I'm sore from Friday's workout and it's Sunday. So, I'm hurt. And I'm going to be probably hurting tomorrow too, which is going to be even more crazier from what I did yesterday. So, we're doing weights, we're doing cardio, we're doing a lot. So, and I'm enjoying it, And by the way, I bought an air fryer.
Oh, my mother has one. She loves it.
Right. So I bought a Philips air fryer, same one that Gordon Ramsay endorses. Hopefully he won't shove a plate up my asshole. But the point of it is that so with it, what he was endorsing is a really damn good one. So I went to Whole Foods, right? And if I can make my cheat meals, I don't cook with this every day, but if I can make my cheat meals healthier, let's put it this way. My cheat meal for tonight, which I'm going to make in about an hour, is simple. I'm going to take I bought at Whole Foods 100% air chilled organic chicken wings. Okay. And I'm going to do wings, I have my own sauce, right? That I have, and I'm going to lightly dip it and going to make it a little spicy.
You dip, we dip.
Okay, and once again, please just keep it. Allow the original artist to sing it. Thank you very much. Okay, and then at the same time, I'm not going to say dip again. All right. So, what's also happening is the idea that I bought sweet potato fries. Like I'm going to make my own sweet potato fries, and the air fryer is outstanding. So if I can even make my cheat meals healthier, that's even better for me.
Absolutely, brother.
Any which way that I can to keep my sanity. But at the same time, I also went, I'm going through a whole week without a cheat meal. So, which is kind of the standard now, just for a little upkeep, a little maintenance, just to keep my sanity. So everything's been great. For the most part, other than that, guys, I'm really, we're all supportive of you, man. We want you to do really well. We want you to achieve your goals. So just keep going. I'll keep going. We'll keep going. So, guys, I think that we've depleted all our resources for the week. Don't you think?
I think we're pulling into the station, my friend.
I think so. So that wraps up another genius episode of ours. Next week, be prepared, everybody. We're going to get our music on and talk a little bit about soundtracks from martial art films.
Okay.
So get your list. Tell us what you think. Once again, yinandyangpodcast at gmail.com. And before we go really, really quick, because I think we only have a few minutes left on the switchboard here that my technical team is telling us. What's going on in the other podcasts of the More of the Same network? Go ahead.
Well, we got Tuesday, the Retro Gamer, the Retro Gamers that just dropped this past Tuesday, talking about actually Black Friday sales, talking about that. Anthony Rippo, co-host on the Retro Gamers, talking a little bit about him being the balloon handler during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. This week I'm recording, which means it'll drop this following Wednesday from when this drops, the new episode of The Better Half, myself and Frank Messina, where that's just open-ended. We'll see what happens. We will, if you follow us on our Facebook pages and the Better Half Facebook page, you'll see when we post the phone number where you can call in and talk to us about any subject that you want. So that's pretty much what's happening there on the More of the Same network.
What's going on with your Pro Slam world?
Yeah, that I got nothing right now. That one's a little tough. It's funny because as much as I love wrestling, I just don't think anyone wants to hear me talk by myself for an extended period of time. So it's a little tough to do that one. I like to kind of bounce off of other people like me and you, me and Frank, me and Anthony Rippo. So I'm going to look to try and rebrand it, reestablish it, bring it back in 2018, bring it back strong, better than ever.
You know what I think you need for that podcast? You need a legend.
I do. And
who is a former two-time USW heavyweight champion. You need a man who's created a faction known as the anti-USW.
when you say legend, I was thinking of our friend Glenn Notaro, so maybe he can possibly.
You know what, Glenn? If you're listening to this, you would be even better than me. I really, really think that no, seriously. If Glenn ever said to you, I want to be your co-host, and I said, I want to be your co-host, I will literally bow down to the man and allow him to be the co-host because I think he'd do a better job than I can. Seriously.
We've talked about it, but also, my God, that would be my 4th show.
We want Glenn. We want Glenn. We want Glenn.
Glenn, the people have spoken.
Glenn Notaro. Glenn Notaro.
So we'll see what happens come 2018. But in the meantime,
listen to the show. God damn it!
I don't know. I don't even know who listens to the show.
I hope Glenn listens to the show. Glenn, we love you, man.
So I got some. And what about you have anything happening on our Funkies 2 Monkey tour or whatever it is?
I should have quit while my monkey was still funky tour. So I will be next week at Walker Stalker Con. That it will be in Edison, New Jersey. Other than that, I am going to take the entire. Oh, and possibly I might be at ROH Final Battle. I still have to. The anti-USW may invade, so we're not 100% sure yet. It's just based upon my work schedule, so we'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I am going to ride out into the sunset for the whole month, and then begin my new path of destruction in January of 2018.
All right, cool.
How about you?
I got coming up next week, or this weekend, is the first ever Ace Comic Con live from the NYCB Live, home of the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, December 8th, 9th, and 10th. December 8th, I finally get my meet and greet, my photo op with the Phenom, The Undertaker, and I'm going to get a one item in a lifetime signed, which I'll explain next week. By the time we record next, I'll already have done the show. Also, this Saturday, I'll be watching the Army-Navy game. Is this Saturday coming up? The historic Army-Navy game.
Go Army.
Go Army. So I'll be, unless you're a Navy man or woman.
Army.
So I'll be watching that at the VFW that I go to. I'll be a little late because I do have the Comic-Con in the morning, but I'll be there eventually. And then a week later, right? Yeah, a week later, I will be at Final Battle. I know, Ant, you're trying to figure that one out. But I will be at Ring of Honor Final Battle, where the ROH World Championship will be on the line when the American Nightmare Cody, representing the Bullet Club, will defend against the number 1 contender. And I think one of the best gimmicks happening in ROH, let alone professional wrestling today. We're talking Dalton Castle. Why is one of those words backwards?
Huh?
Anthony was just holding up legit boss. Oh, that's why. Okay. All right. Never mind. You had it. It looked weird. All right. There you are. Yep. And then a few weeks after that. Oh, well.
All right. So.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm done. All righty.
No. Go ahead.
Folks, that's me getting, the old timey days when the big giant cane would come out and just drag the person off the stage because they were on too long. That's what I just got from Anthony Chu. See how much respect I'm giving?
On this show, we just give you a flying front kick.
I'm telling you, no respect at all.
All right, brother. I guess we've depleted the resources. Guys, we just want to say a couple of things here before we go. All right, because we only have like about 2-3 minutes. So, number one, I hope everybody had a safe and great Thanksgiving. We're approaching the holidays. This is my favorite time of the year. I love December. I love December for many, many reasons. I want to give a huge shout out to you, the fans, for giving us the love and support. We've had really, really good results as far as downloads and plays and everything like that on Spreaker, iTunes. We're now on iHeartRadio, by the way.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. If you want to subscribe to the More of the Same network or to the show, Larry, hit us up, please.
You can find us on Facebook, Yin and Yang Podcast. Actually, find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Doesn't have to be iTunes. Doesn't necessarily have to be Spreaker. Wherever you listen to podcasts, search for the Yin and the Yang Podcast. Same on YouTube. Also through the Amazon Alexa, and like Anthony just mentioned, iHeartRadio.
Exactly. So, please, guys, eat and gals, please eat right. Take care of yourselves. Your body is your temple. Be at peace. Be at one. I've been getting really, really good reviews and feedback about some of the postings I've been putting up on the Facebook page of the Yin and Yang podcast, especially the one with how to deal with stress and relief, and through pressure and being challenged with a lot of obstacles. So I will keep doing these. And again, we appreciate your love and support. So until next week, enjoy, and we will talk to you soon. All right. Love y'all, and you can't teach that. Peace.